What's going on, Jam Fam, and welcome back to the gaming station. So ever since the last update, I have not been shy about expressing my concern about the state of the game. And that's mostly because of the lack of any new content since about mid-June or early July. But October updates are almost always a thing for us, so I thought it would be a good idea to go over some of the things that I would like to see added in this update to help improve the quality of life for everyone. And I also thought it would be a good idea to hear what you guys thought about this as well. So I'm only going to talk about my top 3 features, but I posted it in my community tab to see what you guys would like to see. And even though the turnout for that was a little lackluster, we'll go over what you guys posted about and I'll give my thoughts on those as well. Okay, enough talking. Let's get started. Okay, in my opinion, our quest system really sucks, and I don't think it's been updated since it was initially released. And it was fine at first, but now it's been over a year and there's still issues that have never been fixed. Alright, first off, there are quests that are just annoying to do for certain modes. For example, getting kills in Knockout or healing in Heist. And some of these do technically make sense, but some also lead to bad play and bad brawlers in certain modes. Going back to my examples, kills in Knockout does make sense for the mode, but there's a hard cap on kills for the game mode, so it makes it very annoying to grind that out. And whenever you get a healing quest, you're more incentivized to play a healer brawler, so if you get healing in Heist, you're more incentivized to play a brawler like Poco, who isn't necessarily good in Heist. So personally, I would like to see them go over what quests can pop up for certain modes, and rework the ones that don't really make sense for that mode, or that lead to annoying grinds to finish. Also, they need to make it so that damaging the safe in Heist and the Ike and Siege count towards your quests. Those encourage people to play the mode correctly, and it doesn't make sense to me that it hasn't counted from the start, so they need to remedy that in my opinion. The next big thing I'd like to see added is an option to reroll our quests. Having a reroll option is a nice way to give players autonomy over the way they play the game, and it's pretty common for most mobile games. I know I personally skip over a lot of showdown quests over the course of a season, and that's because I can't be bothered to play the mode some days. So letting me reroll those quests into something for like Gem Grab or Brawl Ball would be nice, and it would keep me playing for a bit longer every day, which at the end of the day is the goal for every game developer. So yeah, overall, I think they just need to touch on the quest system. I don't think it needs like a huge overhaul or anything. They just need to look at what quests come up for certain modes and hook us up with a rerolling option for quests. So, I don't know if I've really been vocal about this, but I really do not like the 2-hour rotation for the 2 event slots. It always seems like whenever I want to play a certain mode, it's either not up or it ends in 5 minutes and it's not even worth wasting my time in. And in my opinion, it makes doing quests for those rotating modes extremely annoying to do, and it makes it so the only modes you can do grinding in consistently are Gem Grab, Brawl Ball, and Showdown. But if you don't like the maps that are for the permanent modes, then you have to plan your entire day around the rotating events, and for most people that isn't viable. But I have 2 ideas how to fix this. My preferred one would be to make it so the events last something like 5 hours instead of 2. Then you don't have to worry about missing out on the event because you have plenty of time to play it, but it would still give each game mode a chance to come up every day. My other idea would be to add a 3rd slot and then have the 5 modes snake through the 3 slots so that each one would be up for 6 hours in total. They would have to find a way so that it doesn't default you back to Gem Grab every time a mode switches from slot A to slot B to slot C. And I could be wrong, but I feel like that's not a hard thing to fix, and it would be much better than the current issue we have in my opinion, so I would like to see these changes added. So I'm probably the only one in the world complaining about this problem, but I feel like they should take a look at the event slots because, in my opinion, it's not a good system, and it makes it so that certain modes just aren't viable to try to play in. Alright, you all should have known that this was going to be on here at some point. And yes, they do have to add some kind of club feature in this October update, in my opinion. The devs used the last Brawl Talk to drum up hype about these club features, and with the lack of content that came with that update, I think they have to deliver on this in some way. Now, I will say they don't have to do full-blown club wars with this update. Obviously, that would be the dream, but I would be fine with waiting on that since it's such a huge feature. As long as they start working on clubs right now, I would be happy. A small thing I would like to see added is something like Clash Royale's clan chest from a few years ago. Basically, a club box that everyone would contribute to, and at the end of the weekend, you open it and get a reward based on whatever club box tier you reached. I think that would be a really nice feature for free-to-play players, since the max club box would carry a decent-sized reward, and it would help speed up your progression quite a bit. I also think it would be really cool if they added a way to get star points from playing with clubmates. Right now, the only way to consistently get star points is to grind up brawlers every season or play Power League. And with the Power League skins being as good as they have been, I think star points are a very important currency to have a lot of right now. So I think a good thing they should do is add a weekly quest where you have to play a certain number of matches with people from your club, and then it would reward star points instead of tokens. So I think that both of these features are something that would encourage people to join clubs and get them to play with their clubmates to get better rewards. And at the end of the day, that's what Supercell really wants with updating clubs in the first place. All right, so we're going to do this by showing the comment and going through the points, and then I'll give my opinion on each of them. Now, balance changes are a very common thing in a lot of these comments, and it's totally cool to want those in the update, but I'm not going to talk about those balance change ideas in this video. I just don't feel like it fits because we're supposed to be talking about features added to the game, not balance changes added to the game. But if you guys would like a video kind of like this where we talk about balancing and possible changes that we would like to see, comment that down below and then we could get working on that probably next week or the week after. All right, let's start talking about some of your guys' comments. Okay, first up, we got Richie saying that he would like club sizes to be cut to 50 instead of 30 and a feature where you can change your star powers and gadgets during matchmaking. I think the club size thing is actually really common. 30 members does seem kind of small when we're used to having 100 or so. But personally, I think we should wait till club features start coming out to see if 30 members is the right size or not, and then go from there. And as far as the star power and gadget thing, I think matchmaking for the most part is quick enough to the point where that shouldn't really ever matter, and I don't think we'll ever see a feature like that. Next up, Ben P says that he would like to see a rework to Jackie Super and add second gadgets for a bunch of brawlers. I know Frank tweeted out that they're working on Jackie Super, so hopefully we'll get to see that pretty soon, and I totally agree about the second gadgets. In fact, that's one of the things I thought they should have brought with this update to help pad out the content a little bit for the season. So hopefully they get working on second gadgets, because BB really needs the second one, and I'm getting annoyed waiting for it. Tokenix says they would like to see a bunch of balance changes to change the meta, bans on ladder, and new skins. I don't think we'll ever see bans on ladder because I think the devs are concerned that it would negatively affect matchmaking times. Maybe it could work on a 3-person team when you're playing on ladder, but that's about the only situation I could see it possibly being implemented. And as far as skins, I'm really excited for the Halloween skins personally. They've been killing it with skins like all year long, and they normally pull out all the stops for Halloween skins, so I have little doubt that these could be some of the best skins we've ever gotten. Pyro would like to see Power League improvements, mainly matchmaking and the trophy requirement to unlock it. Now, I don't really know the specific issue he means by matchmaking, so I can't really speak on that. And while I agree that unlocking Power League at 4,000 trophies is way too low, I don't think they will revoke access to those players now that they've gotten it, so that's a change I don't think we'll ever end up seeing. Sakcham called out the Brawler remodels that we're still waiting on. I believe those Brawlers were Penny, Jesse, and possibly Phoenix Crow as well. They announced those remodels a while ago, so at this point, I think it's only a matter of time until they're released. Ro would like to see new Brawler mechanics, some lore stuff, a few balance changes, and bans to people that are trying to team in Showdown Plus. And I agree about the new Brawler mechanics. I feel like some of the new Brawlers are just mixed mechanics from other Brawlers with a few exceptions. So having a new Brawler that has entirely new mechanics for the game would be nice to see and nice to talk about. As far as lore stuff, I would like to see it too, but honestly at this point, the way it's been handled as of late, I honestly am just over it and I couldn't care less. And I know that's a negative sentiment, but if we get it, that's really cool. If not, I don't really care at this point. And as far as the teaming bans, I doubt they'll ever do any bans for teaming in any of the Showdown modes, so don't get your hopes up for that, Ro. Up next, Midget says that he would like to see something done about teaming as well. Some Power League improvements, Club Wars, lore stuff, new Brawler, and new Brawler skins as profile pictures. So at this point, there's going to be a lot of repeated stuff, so to save time, I'm only going to talk about the new stuff, and I'm not going to repeat myself saying the exact same thing I said earlier. So as far as improvements to Power League, Frank tweeted out the other day that the removal of Siege and the reduction of maps has slightly reduced the dodge rate for players across all Power League levels. So those are really good signs, but he also noted that they still have plans to work on Power League more, so I'm honestly expecting a few Power League improvements over the next couple of updates at the very least. And as far as the skin profile pictures, I really like that idea. That would be a really cool way to further customize your account and to give you more reason to buy a skin. And I would also like to set BB Lante as my profile picture, so I think that would be really cool. Okay, we got 2 more people's 2 comments to go over, so we're almost done. All right, Peter says that he'd like to see Knockout added to Mapmaker, increase the trophies to unlock Power League, more lore stuff, and more Showdown modifiers, and a quest refreshing system. I agree that Knockout should be added to Mapmaker soon, but it will undoubtedly be the worst mode for Mapmaker in my opinion. I honestly expect to see a lot of cheese maps and a lot of like spawning on top of each other and just spamming auto aim. I don't think it's going to be very fun personally. And it has been a very long time since we've seen a new Showdown modifier, so I think that would be a really cool addition to the game, although I don't really have any ideas about what they could add to the mode, so if you guys have any ideas, comment those down below. And the last comment is going to be from Jimmy. And man, Jimmy went hard on this comment. Like, it's like Jimmy has been waiting his entire life for someone to ask what he would like to be added to this game. All jokes aside, Jimmy said that he would like to see a report system added, a brawler that could change their attack style, quest refresh, icons that show when a player's lagging or a bot, pins in club chat, and some shop changes. So we got a bit to discuss here. First off, we're never going to see a report system. The devs have already said that in the past, and I doubt they've changed their stance on it now. People would abuse it for terrible reasons, and they'd have to actually have somebody review the reports, so I doubt they're ever going to actually do any of that. The brawler mechanic you suggested would be cool. I'd like to see someone that could change from like a melee to a ranged brawler or like a thrower to a sniper. Something like that would be really different and it would change the game up quite a bit. The icons over people's head could work for maybe like a bot, but I doubt we'd ever see it for lagging players. I doubt they can detect lag effectively enough to determine whether the symbol should be used or not, so I doubt a system like that would ever get implemented. Now, pins in club chat would be a great feature, and I have no idea why it hasn't been added yet. We have it in team chats, so why can't they just add it to club chats? Honestly, even if they just played the animation with no sound, I think that would be fine. And as far as the shop rework, I have no idea what you mean by that. Personally, I don't see an issue with the shop, so I can't really comment on like what you mean by changes in that. So that's everything I wanted to talk about in this video. We talked about some of my ideas for this update, and we talked about some of your guys's as well. If you missed the community post and have some ideas about what you would like to see in this update, comment it down below. If you guys also would like to see a video talking about possible balance changes, let me know about that as well. But anyway, that's going to do it for this one. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.